week of Season 2 in EUR&MENA has concluded, and 6 teams will be moving on to the Open Finals. Among them are teams that dominated in the earlier weeks, but they are also joined by those that had to fight it out to the bitter end in Cups 5 and 6. Let's check out exactly what happened in our final week. Team Queso has stayed very consistent throughout this second season, appearing in the quarterfinals of 5 cups out of the 6 played. Navi spoiled their Cup 1 run, but Queso found an opportunity for revenge in the Cup 5 finals. It didn't start off too smoothly though, as Navi got the hot zone set, going up 1-0. If Queso was bothered by being down in the series, it didn't show. They came into knockout in incredible form, immediately putting pressure onto Navi instead of respecting their lead. Javi, Boss, and Ale SSJ just made it look a bit too easy as they aced the first round. If Navi thought the second round would be their redemption, they were dead wrong. Queso kept the pressure on and showed us a performance that might best be described as overpowering. They swept 2 in a row to take the first round of knockout. With the pressure on, Navi unleashed a stunning response. Angel Boy led the attack onto the Queso line with Bonnie's super, and it simply crumbled. Boss managed to pick up a single kill, but it wasn't nearly enough to stabilize. Unfortunately, Navi was unable to keep building momentum as Queso forced the deciding third round, and yet again, they just looked completely comfortable, crushing the knockout set and tying up the series 1-1. The decider was Heist, and it quickly became apparent that Queso had not taken their foot off the gas. With a solid draft, they simply dominated Navi on the field and kept a significant lead from early in the first round. The second round was going much better for Navi, right up until Boss supered forward, splitting the Navi line and giving Javi and Ale SSJ clear sight of the safe. In a hail of bullets, Queso dealt 47% damage to the Navi safe. Navi closed the gap with some damage of their own, but it was just too little too late. Queso kept their cool and shut down Navi's hopes of taking their second Open Cup win. With that, Queso claimed their first Cup win of the second season and secured their spot in the next Open Finals. We'll certainly be looking forward to how they perform after watching the beatdown they handed Navi. Cup 5 was hotly contested, but it was really just an appetizer to the final Open Cup of Season 2, and the last chance for some of our teams to qualify to the Open Finals. The top 4 of Cup 6 didn't seem out of place one bit, with the exception of Dogster Lobster perhaps, who come into this week outside of the top 8. They bested FA Poland in the quarterfinals though, an epic upset to keep the dream alive. Would they be able to topple the Cup 5 champions and claim an Open Finals slot? This match began on Heist, and it was a showcase of aggression from the very beginning. Dogster Lobster held nothing back, pushing up onto Queso and forcing favorable trades for themselves, even while Ale SSJ snuck around the right side to put some damage into their safe. With their safe in shambles, Queso tried to mount a defense and salvage the round, but once again, Kanan went all in on offense and was able to close out the round. In the second round, Queso found a bit of footing, being just a few points of damage behind. As they launched an attack in hopes of dealing at least 3% to the enemy safe, Dogster showed us that they are just as solid on defense as they are on the attack. Queso could find no angles, and Dogster picked up the set 1 win. The second set was knockout, and the first round was an absolute beatdown. Dogster put up a quick round and then complemented that with a sweep to put the score at 1-0 in their favor for the set. Round 2 proved to be even more devastating as Dogster claimed a round, putting them on match point. How to Win wasted no time, pushing through the right side bushes, basically deleting Ale SSJ from the game and forcing the overmatch. From there, Queso stood no chance and Dogster Lobster sent them packing from Cup 6. Having managed back-to-back upsets, Dogster Lobster was looking at their first Season 2 Cup Finals. They likely needed a third upset to qualify into Open Finals, a seemingly impossible task versus Navi. But they just beat FA Poland and Team Queso to get here, so let's see how they did. The first set of the match was Bounty, and Dogster Lobster managed to hold onto a lead into the late game. Navi was content to wait for the right time though, and Cubic found an opening to steal back the lead with about 30 seconds left. Navi then forced Dogster into an offensive stance. Kanan made the first move and quickly vanished from the screen. This gave Angel Boy and MMA plenty of room to pressure Dogster while Cubic sat back and secured the round win. Most teams would probably be content with a 17-star lead and 10 seconds left on the clock. But it seems Navi is not one of those teams, brazenly standing their ground as Dogster harassed them near mid, which resulted in the Navi squad wiping them in response. Set 1 went to Navi in convincing fashion. Set 2 was Hot Zone, and this time around, Navi wasted no time getting into the rhythm. As Dogster Lobster tried to get on the board, Navi pounced and set them back to spawn. That was the theme for the entire first round, it seemed, as Dogster just couldn't get anything done, other than watching Navi go up 1-0 in the set. In round 2, Dogster did manage to secure a foothold at last, but Navi sensed another opportunity to be aggressive, sending Alex in while Cubic held the zone and Angel Boy watched the flank. Hopelessly behind, Dogster tried to match Navi in the middle zone but found no success. They could only watch as the Cup 6 win went the way of Navi, 2-0. In the last Cup of the season, Navi picked up their second Cup win, and Dogster Lobster got a nice chunk of points for second place, which means we need to take a look at the standings to see how it all shook out. Oh no, will you look at that? Dogster missed tying 6th place by just 25 points, exactly what they would have earned if they had been able to beat Navi. That's right, the difference between finishing first and second in a cup is 25 points. Exactly how many points behind 6th they finished. Kozaki and Poland still hold the top 4 due to their incredibly dominant performances in the earlier weeks. Queso managed to put some real distance between them and Craze, rounding out the top 4. Bax EU and Amo Fantasie were tied coming into this week. Both made it to the quarterfinals in Cups 5 and 6, but no further, meaning they are still tied this week and must play a tiebreaker match, which is coming up this Thursday. Make sure you follow us on social to find out who wins a tiebreaker between Bax EU and Amo Fantasie, where the winner will go to the Open Finals. Season 2 in EUR&MENA has been quite a competition, and if you missed anything that happened from weeks 1 or 2, you should definitely go back and check out those other roundups. Also, make sure you tune in on September 3rd at 10:30 a.m. PT for our NA Season 1 Challenge Finals live from PAX West. I'll be there and I cannot be more excited. But that does it for this week's roundup. We'll see you next time.